Hey, guys. Happy Solstice. We're here to do a reading. I wanted to do this earlier. It got dark, and I wanted to be by candlelight, and it got too dark, so I have my light on, which is what it is. But two things. I definitely want to do the Beltane Oracle, which is actually a Mayday Oracle, so it's like a spring thing, but it has a lot of summer imagery, so we're gonna go with it. And I mean, we just finished spring, so let's see. If you see smoke going by, that's my frankincense. That's at one of the windows here. Birds. Lots of birds. This room is covered in windows in front of me and beside me. And our pear tree has all the birds. So let's see. Maybe this deck doesn't want to speak to us. The Lovers. 42. Love lulls all sorrow and bewitches the flesh, mind and breath, reminding me that I am unafraid of the unfurling winds of my eternity. I feel like this came out recently. Like one of the last readings I did out here. Maybe it was a weekend read. And Goat. Excuse me. Is 13, and it says, "Fearless, I am in the path I choose, for I've never been led astray, always finding my way." Ooh, that is very much a glare. Beautiful. Capricorn energy. The goat, of course. I love that moon. We just had the Gemini new moon. But we're heading into, no, this is the start of Cancer season, right? Would be today. Happy Cancer season. Your 1-7 is is Capricorn. I'm sorry. So that whenever the full moon is, it's going to be the Capricorn full moon. Okay. I want to get another overall energy. So the Lovers and the Goat, right? Both great energies. And both spoke on fear. Fearlessness and the path and eternity. Being unafraid. Fearless and unafraid. But I want to get something from the Cosmic. I believe it's Cosmovision's Oracle. I bought the pocket version. I like little pocket versions. They travel so well. And they're a little, sometimes they're a touch cheaper. Sometimes. It's not true of all decks. We're gonna take our time here. Or whatever the time says, you'll see. Anything from this one, Spirit? Thank you. 7 of Trees. Purpose, prosperity, reward. That is very Capricorn. All this was left. 3 of Embers. Looking ahead, expansion, rapid growth, unfurling winds of eternity. I do like that. Underneath is the 4 of Embers, which I saw before I even shuffled. Community, home, and celebration. I love the train. I grew up with trains by my house. Well, sort of. Within hearing distance. And they're just so magical to me. Okay. So this is the 2 of Trees. Balance, adaptability, partnerships, like the Lovers. Okay. There's a lot of information here already. But it feels forward thinking. Very forward thinking. And underneath is the vessel, which is it 15? I think that's 15. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the Axonon 5? 10, 15. Yes, it is. Okay, it translates it on here. Complexities, gluttony, materialism. Interesting. I would consider gluttony more of a Venusian thing, but the materialism is Capricornian. I don't know why we're harping on that. By we, I mean me. I had something in my head. I think it was the Moon Oracle, which is interesting. I don't always feel drawn to this one, but it was pulling me. It's like, this is more of a timing cycle, not a moon cycle. If you're interested, let me know if you did anything to celebrate the solstice. Or if there's anything you do in this whole interesting transition from spring to summer. We do a lot. I feel like we do a lot when it comes to winter to spring. It's very celebratory. And like fall is very celebratory. But at least in my country, we don't do a lot to like celebrate shifting into summer. Like things are ending, which brings about a break. Anywho, I'd like to know what you do. Especially if you are outside of the States and you do things like midsummer is midsummer. We're not quite there yet, of course, but I usually don't have light in here in the evening, so I don't usually get moths in here. 2, 3. Okay. Work through your fears. Interesting fear element we're having here. New moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Wait. New moon. I was talking about the full moon most recently. But new moon. There's that goat. More talk about work. Did I say something about work? I don't think I did. Oh, work through your fears. Your hard work. Maybe you are working through your fears. And it's paying off. Ooh. Might have gotten bit by something. Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. Okay. Confidence is your key to success. A new moon in Leo. What is this fear? What are we... What is this fear? What is this fear that we're actively working on? Because some things could be misleading. As I was saying that, I was thinking, how would we not know what fear we're working through? Like, that's odd, right? Like, why? Like, I was almost questioning why I was asking us that question. Right? Purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Would that not be a fear that we're not necessarily cognizant of? Purpose. I know what I'm here to do. So either becoming aware of what we need to do, or it's becoming less of the is not. And what I mean by that is that not having it all figured out is not really a problem right now. Or it's becoming less of a problem as we just exist and feel good about that. And the card underneath is love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. How freaking mushy is this reading, huh? The very first card out was the Lovers. Love lulls all sorrow and bewitches flesh, mind and breath, reminding me that I am unafraid of the unfurling winds of my eternity. It sounds like a surrender to what is instead of needing to be within purpose, needing to exist in a framework of what I should be doing. Right? Right? I think if there's anything we're fairly conscious of at this time of year specifically, is that while education is very necessary and great and everything, but there's like something beautiful about being able to step away from that structure for a little while and just be. It's beautiful, especially for kids. The school's out for summer, like, cool, like we accomplished something, and there's a lot of very creative ways in which they celebrate the school year. I mean, once you get in the working world, it's not quite the same thing, but, you know, people go on to have kids, and the process continues. But summer is so gorgeous. All right, what else? What else we got here? Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this because I want to, but I was suddenly called to do archetypes. Within or without? Without, apparently. It's another one of those, like, I'm questioning it. Why am I questioning it? But I am. And I'm allowed. But I'm sure it will make sense. Just like it did the last time I questioned. I do apologize. First time readings coming out so slow. Sometimes it's hard to tap into that energy. It's so specific. Like, I don't know. But we'll get there. We'll see how I feel after this. I might even knock out a few more. I think I need to sage this, so hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry. It's in the window, and I've got like a table and then a space. Okay. No. That's not how they want me to do it. Alchemist. Light attribute. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Shadow attribute. Misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. Trickster. Light attribute. Transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Shadow attribute. Manipulating others through duplicity. And they wanted this to be without. This isn't within you. I guess regardless of what I'm saying, or anyone with outside of you says, follow your inner wisdom. I mean, unless you're seeking licensed healthcare professionals, or you're seeking out a financial advisor or specific things, right? Your own intuition should be paramount. Trickster. Transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Shadow attribute. Manipulating others through duplicity. This is coming in, which is odd to me, right? It seems like, what a strange, I'm just here to give you what comes to me. Trickster. Transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Right? It says it's light attribute, but sometimes I'm keenly aware of the fact that there's a large number of people that have the capacity to use their alternative nature to... It's not a criticism, this is just like something I've noticed, right? I don't want to be... Use an alternative nature to say that they transcend convention and the stuffiness of predictable behavior. Like, right? Does that not sound condescending as heck? And shadow attribute is manipulating others through duplicity. Sure. They could be wildly predictable and just boring and whatever, but that's not even what I'm getting. Like, okay, sure, that could be a thing. They're actually quite boring and they pretend to be interesting. Sure, whatever. But what I'm getting is that whole the tendency for alternative individuals, the not basic bitches, which I hate that term. If you prefer simplicity, great. If you want to be a cheap date, as in not easy, which even if you're easy, right? Like, people like sex, whatever. Like, my point is that what a rant we're having here is that, like, there's zero reason to shit on people ever, unless they're the ones saying that other people have problems with them. Like, and even then, it's just like, that's just yucky behavior. It doesn't mean they're wholeheartedly bad. It just means, like, it's kind of ugly. Sorry, that was ridiculous. At the bottom of the deck is a warrior. Light attributes. Strength, skill, discipline, toughness, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and... How many times am I going to put and in one? Oh, it's two sentences. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. That's light attribute. Dark attribute. Shadow attribute is trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. It's funny, that kind of like just feels like what I just said, that like aspects of it, not wholeheartedly. I wonder what makes them associate stoicism with a warrior. I mean, maybe when traumatic things happen, people bottle them up a little bit. Self-sacrifice and conquering ego. It's strange. It's a strange thing. I think this alchemist also, the reason why I'm harping and like, what's the word? Picking this apart a little bit. Question. It would seem that we're being asked, we're being encouraged to question things, right? Like who said a warrior has to be stoic? Not that you force anyone to be anything that they aren't, naturally. Kind of like, even with men, right? And like, I am also guilty of this. Like, we have certain tendencies to just assume things at times about their behavior. I mean, there are tendencies and there are patterns, but everyone's going to be different. Sometimes I think that's why things are challenging. Everyone's so different. It's another reason to not beat ourselves up, right? That if we read things wrong, maybe we were just different. Or maybe we're so different that somebody didn't know how to handle us. Could be a little bit of both on both ends. And all kinds of dynamics. Okay. Sorry, I went somewhere there. I really did. How did Star Codes Astro? No, we may or may not call it. This is long. I don't know if anybody's here to listen to this. Sometimes. Not that I don't have faith in myself and like certain things. It's just I know not everybody needs all the things. I'm just another person here trying to figure it out. These cards today. Pisces. Sensitized. I just got that it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel it. Good or bad. There's a light and a lighter toned fish and a darker toned fish. All aspects of yourself are valid, right? Even like I was kind of getting on like the yucky sides, the yucky energy. That's valid too, right? When you're feeling some kind of way, you don't always have to unleash. Well, try your best not to unleash the worst of that on other people, but it's okay to have those feelings. Like, feelings don't make you a bad person. It's holding on to them, letting them grow within you, like nurturing them like a plant or a baby. Try not to. Try to feel it. feel it and honor it and dissect it. Like, where is this? Like, so reason I feel this way. Why is the reason? Is it true? Is it not true? Did somebody make me feel this way? Is this internal? Is this because of some silly thing that happened way back when? Am I putting myself into situations that make this more likely to be triggered up in me? Is this an actual weakness? Is this like actually something that I need to work on? Right? Like, or is this something that people just think about me, and why do they think that? Or like, am I giving something? Am I giving up? Like, there's so many. Maybe even just look up shadow work, right? Okay. Huh. It's very close. But everyone's okay. I think there's actually a cop though. But there's another vehicle. Yikes. Sorry, that's so distracting. There's just so many. So at the bottom, or the other one was Saturn. Structure. That's so funny. Sometimes our emotions are simply... Wow, that's so loud. I'm sorry, people. Sometimes we'll find ourselves just feeling some kind of way because we're not doing enough to take care of either ourselves or things in our lives. Sun. Source. What beautiful solar energy for the solstice. I can just keep going. I think the sirens are a good indicator that we're probably done here. So interesting. I think that's a fire truck. I don't know if I've ever heard a fire truck go down our street before. Anyway, have a beautiful solstice. I love you. And be safe. Bye.